Welcome to Literary Hype. I am Stephanie, your literary hype woman, and I'm procrastinating. I said what I said. So instead of doing the reading that I need to do for an interview this week or doing any chores around my apartment, we're gonna do the Goodreads Tag. I saw it in a booktubers group on Facebook that I'm part of, where Break Even Books shared his take on it, so I figured I might as well do it since I don't want to do anything else right now. So let's go! Question number 1 is, what is the last book you marked as read on Goodreads? That was yesterday, so it is very fresh in my mind, and that was To Die Beautiful by Buzzy Jackson. I read it, finishing it just in time for our interview yesterday, which will be coming at some point on this channel if it's not out already, because I have quite a backlog of editing that I need to do, you know, another thing I'm procrastinating on. So yes, my last book that I marked as read was To Die Beautiful by Buzzy Jackson, and it is wonderful and you should check it out. Question number 2 is, what books are on your currently reading shelf on Goodreads? So this is a feature I don't often use. I don't know why. I just don't. So generally I only use it when it's a book that I have to like return to a library or something that I'm not finished with, and so I need to like remember where I was. So I found that to be really useful. So the one that I have on here that's from the library that I also own, I don't know why I'm like trying to get it from the library. I don't know. I'm losing my mind at some point here. But it is Drums of Autumn by Diana Gabaldon. I have not updated that since December 25th of 22. And I'm 55% done with that one. And the other one on my Goodreads shelf is the 1 Year Chronological Bible that I was reading with a friend, and we both didn't make it very far. Number 3 is, what is the most recent book you've added to your want to read shelf on Goodreads? And for me, that is Cutting Teeth by Chandler Baker. If you saw my interview with Elle Cosimano, that is one that she has recommended. So it is on my want to read list. It has a really interesting cover in case you have not seen it. It looks cool. And implies some shenanigans are afoot. And therefore, I want to be part of these shenanigans and read this book. Who knows when I'll get to it, but there you have it. That is the most recent book I've added to my want to read shelf on Goodreads. Question number 4 is, what do you plan to read next? And that's a little tricky for me because I tend to read multiple things at the same time. So I'm currently reading the upcoming Ellie Marney book, and I'm currently reading Shadow Sister by Lily Mead, and there's another one that I cannot think of. No One Needs to Know by Lindsay Cameron. So I've got a lot of thriller vibes going right now. But yes, those are my 3 currently readings. I didn't actually answer the question of what I plan to read next. So those are all ones that I am currently reading. What I plan to read next is probably going to be my buddy read for the month of May, which is The Deal by Elle Kennedy. Or Unfortunately Yours by Tessa Bailey, which is also on my TBR game for the month. So those are my next 2 goals, probably. Maybe. I mean, I'm a mood reader, so hopefully the mood will strike that it's one of the ones that I need to read for points for my TBR game. Question number 5 is, do you use the star rating system? And the answer to that is absolutely, because I am not a monster. I do rate my books. Well, I guess it's not a monster if you don't rate your books, but it's very useful. So rate your books, because it gives us all ideas. I do look at like the percentages a lot of the time as well to see like how it's weighted with how many stars people are giving it, so that way I kind of have a better idea and kind of look at some of the reviews for the middle just to see, because that tends to be a little more accurate. I don't really rate books 5 stars very often. Occasionally I do. I think my average is like 3.75 or something like that, maybe closer to 4. Because for me, a 3 is just, it's okay. Meh. Like, I don't often like write full reviews of 3 stars because it's like, it was a book and it was okay, and I don't really have much to say. 2 stars is when I get spicy. And 4 stars is like, okay, I like this. And 5 is like, oh my god, I'm obsessed with this book. So that's my rating system. I very rarely have a 1 star. I can usually find a silver lining in every book. There are a few that I've been like, oh my god, this is trash. But in general, I know writing a book is hard and I'm not too harsh most of the time. Question number 6 is, do you participate in the Goodreads reading challenge? And the answer to that is yes. I do like to set a good goal and try to reach that. This year's goal is 80 books. And I have read 44 so far. So I am slightly ahead of pace to hit the 80. Ideally, so 80 is my realistic goal. My ideal goal is 101. I don't know why I have multiple goals, but that's just how I be this time, okay? That's just how it is. I have been doing the annual reading challenge for several years. I want to say I've been doing it like 6-7 years, something like that. I used to not read as much, so that has really helped me. I used to like maybe read 30 books a year, and so now I'm consistently around 100, so it has helped me push myself a lot further. So I do really enjoy the reading challenge goal and seeing what my friends are doing. Question number 7 is, do you have a Goodreads wish list? And the answer to that is, I do not. No, I do not. I do have an Amazon wish list for books, which is linked down below, but I don't often update it or keep track of it. I have had some people say they were buying stuff off of it and those books never arrived, and like they took them off, but they canceled, like it took it off the list, but they canceled the order. So I'm a little skeptical on it at this point. It is what it is, but no, I do not have a Goodreads wish list. Question number 8 is, what book do you plan to buy next? That is a really good question. I am currently debating if I need to buy a signed edition of Unfortunately Yours by Tessa Bailey, because I do have the arc of it, but it won't be signed. So I'm debating that. I will probably be pre-ordering the next Susan Lee book, which will come out in September, I believe. The Name Drop. I love Susan, so I will be supporting her. Those are the only 2 that I can think of that I will maybe buy off the top of my head. Question number 9 is, what's your favorite quote from a book? There are so many, and like I literally have a journal where I keep track of quotes that I love from books, which I'm also behind on updating because I'm a procrastinator and sometimes my e-arcs expire before I write down the quotes. There is a quote from the acknowledgments of the new Christina Lauren book, The True Love Experiment, that I am clinging to and I appreciate so much. In their acknowledgments, they say something along the lines of, to booksellers and librarians, we love you, may your skin always be clear, and you fly through the Ticketmaster queue. And that is important to me because I read that, like I had the book in my possession the day I got into the queue for Suga tickets. And if y'all ever had to deal with that, or like Taylor Swift, y'all know what a fight it is to get tickets nowadays on Ticketmaster. And I did manage to get some reasonably priced tickets for that show, and I was very excited. And then I read that quote like the next day and immediately messaged them and was like, thank you for that. I am giving you guys credit for me and my sister getting to see Suga. So there are a lot of direct book quotes that I love, but that is the one that sticks out to me right now because I just got to see the concert and the book came out today when I'm filming this, so it's fresh in my mind. Question number 10 is, what are your favorite authors? I have a lot. Christina Lauren, obviously, I was just talking about them. Tessa Bailey, was just talking about her. Susan Lee, was just talking about her. Oh goodness, Victoria Aveyard, Kira Cass, Jojo Moyes, like these authors that consistently put out really good books. I have read 2 Ashley Winstead books this year and I loved both of them, so she's climbing up that chart real high. Really enjoying those. But those are the ones off the top of my head. And the final question of the Goodreads book tag is, are you in any Goodreads groups? And to that I say I am. I've been part of a World War II history reading group on Goodreads for a while now. I'm not a very active participant, but I do see what the group reads are. It just never lines up with what I have on my schedule for that time. I'm in a couple for booktubers, and I used to be in like the Emma Watson one, but that one wasn't really doing much, so I think I left that one. But yeah. So yes, I am part of groups. Okay, so now you gotta tell me if I had any hot takes in there. So drop some comments, let me know what you thought of my answers to this. If you want to participate in it, absolutely let me know, and I want to check out your answers as well. Don't forget to hit that like button down below and subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell. Turn on notifications so you can see whenever I post a new video. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you later.